you guys. I'm back to read a story. But before we get started, I want you guys to say this with me, and I know you guys know this. There were some little fish swimming in the sea, teasing Mr. Alligator, saying, "You can't catch me. No, you can't catch me." But quiet as can be, shh, came Mr. Shark, and snap that fish right out of the sea. Yep, I knew you guys knew that. Today, we're going to read a story, and the name of our book is called Commotion in the Ocean. And look right here, you guys. We have an octopus, a shark, and a whale. So, let's read and find out all the animals that live in the sea. There's a curious commotion, and curious means you want to know something, and commotion means a lot is happening. At the bottom of the ocean, I think we ought to go and find out and take a look. You'll find every sort of creature, and creature is another word for animal, that lives beneath the sea, swimming through the pages of this book. There are dolphins, whales, and penguins. There are jellyfish and sharks. There are turtles and a big white polar bear. But you can see behind the wreck. And in between the rocks, let's take a look and find who's hiding there. Yeah, look, this is a picture of what it looks like under the water in the ocean. Here's a piece of a boat that sunk down to the bottom, a wrecked ship. Let's find out all about the creatures, animals, that live in the ocean water. Look at the crabs. The crabs like walking sideways. And I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky. And sneaky means so no one will see him. And pretend that he's a spy. And a spy is someone who watches people, but they can't see him. Look at the turtles. We climb up the beach from the water to bury our eggs, and bury means to hide. Bury our eggs in dry land. We lay a whole bunch, and then when they hatch, and hatch means when they come out of their shell, they scamper back into the sand. Look, they're going back. This must be the mommy turtle, and here's her babies. And they just hatched out of the egg. Now they're going to go back to the water to swim. Look at the dolphins. The wonderful thing about dolphins is hearing them trying to speak. It's not, "How do you do?" as if we would say it. No, it's more of a clack, whisper, squeak. Look, dolphins make this noise to tell each other things, and that means they're communicating with each other. That's their way of communicating, which means talking. Look at the angelfish. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling, the prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame there are no other creatures as gorgeous as me and as lovely as me. Oh, look, and here's your jellyfish. The jellyfish just love to jiggle, and jiggle means to shake, which other fish think is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling is a lot of fun. Shark. I swim with a grin up to greet you, and greet means to say hello. See how my jaws open wide. Look at it. It's opening wide. Why don't you come in a bit closer? Please take a good look inside. Look, that shark is telling them fish, those starfish, to come closer and take a look inside of his mouth. The shark wants the starfish to look inside of his mouth so he can eat them. And they're trying to get away so fast. They're swimming fast to get away from that shark. Swordfish. I love chasing, which is running after something. I love chasing after all the small fish. It keeps me from getting bored. And bored means when you don't have anything to do. So he didn't want to get bored. And then when I start feeling hungry, I spear a few on my sword, and his sword is his nose. So he tries to catch him with his nose, tries to stick him with his nose. And look at the octopus. Having 8 arms can be useful. You think it looks a bit funny, but it helps me to hold all of my children. Yeah, and tickle each one of them on their tummy. Look, the octopus arms are called tentacles. So their arms are called tentacles. This must be mommy or daddy octopus tickling the babies on their tummy. Look, tickling. And look, the swordfish, he was trying to catch those fish with his nose. His nose is long and sharp like a sword. Stingrays. At the bottom of the ocean, the stingrays flap his wings. But don't get too close to him. His tail stings. Whoa. Look at him. And look, here are the lobsters. But look right here. Look at that poor little fish. He got stung by the stingray's tail. And look, it looked like it hurt. Yeah. And here are my lobsters again. Never shake hands with a lobster. It isn't a wise thing to do. With a clickety-clap and a snippety-snap, he'll snap your fingers into 2. Whoa. Look, lobsters have claws instead of hands, and they can pinch things with their hands. But remember, we call them claws. Deep sea, miles beneath the surface, where the water is dark and deep, lives the most amazing creatures. And remember, we said creatures are animals that you could ever meet. There are fishes of all descriptions, of all sizes and shapes. Some have giant pointy teeth, yeah. And some have big bulging eyes. And bulging means your eyes are big like that fish. Some of them can walk around and balance on their fin. Look, he's balancing on his fin. But the strangest fish of all has glowing whiskers on his chin. Look, it glows in the dark, which means it lights up at night. Look, they are really strange looking creatures that live way down deep in the ocean water where it's dark all of the time. Look at the blue whale. There's no other beast, and beast means animal. There's no other beast on the planet, and planet is the world, and that's where we live, in the world. On the planet as big, as giant as this blue whale. He measured a massive 100 feet long, and massive means something that's really big. From his head to the tip of his tail, look, were just a bunch of barnacles, and all we do is, look, those are barnacles that's on the bottom. All they do is cling to the bottom of that whale's stomach. We know it's not that glamorous, and glamorous means fancy or special, but it's our favorite thing to do. Look, those barnacles. Those barnacles are clamped onto the bottom of that blue whale. That means they stick to him, and then that's where the whale goes, they go. Look at these walruses. Their body is covered with blubber. And blubber is another word for fat. And our tusk, which are their teeth. Tusk is another word for teeth, are incredibly long. Yeah, they're long. We're grumpy and proud. And proud means you feel good about yourself. And we bellow, ah, which means make loud noises to show that we're mighty and strong. Yeah. Look at the whale back there in the back. I see its tail, and I see its head, and it's shooting out the water out of its spout. You see it? Yeah, that's the whale in the back. Look at these penguins. We waddle around on the iceberg, which makes our feet very slippery and slidey. And when we get close to the water, look, we leap in and make a splash off the side. Look at that. Look at those. And an iceberg is a big piece of ice that floats in the water. That's what they're on. Those are icebergs right there. And leap means to jump. So they jumped in the water. It looks like the penguins are having a lot of fun leaping into the water from the iceberg. Yeah. And look, here's a polar bear. Deep in the Arctic, the mother polar bear snuggles up with all of her children. Since it's very cold out there, she's trying to keep them warm. And Arctic is a cold place. Look, I noticed that the penguins live in Antarctica, but the polar bears live in Arctica. Those are two different places, but they both have icebergs in them. What a lot of creatures we have seen beyond the sea. What a lot of fun things they do. Some of them might lick their lips and eat you in one bite. Yeah. And some might want to swim around with you. The dolphin's very friendly. Oh, the lobster is very fierce, which means he's strong. But the shark is the most dangerous by far. And dangerous means not safe at all. Can you name the other friends we've made along the way? See if you can tell me who they are. Look, well, I see the jellyfish right there. I see an octopus. I see a dolphin. And I see angelfish. Well, starfish, I'm sorry. Well, angelfish right there. Yeah, there are a lot of varieties, and variety means different kinds. And look, those are all the animals in the ocean. And remember, we said we were going to read this book to find out all of the different animals that lived in the ocean. So let's go back and see some of them. Do you guys remember what this is? You're right, it's a dolphin. And remember we said that the dolphin doesn't say, how do you do like we do. Do you remember the sound that the dolphins make? Click, squeaks, whisper. That's the sound they make. They click, they squeak, and they whisper. Shh. That's the sound that they make. Let's see what other animals we can find. And what was this, you guys? A shark. You're right. And what do we say about the shark? You're right. It has a wide mouth with sharp teeth in it. Yeah. And he's trying to eat those starfish, but they're trying to get away because remember we said he's the most dangerous of all. And dangerous means not safe. And what animal was this? You're right. It's the octopus. And remember what we said, that his arms are called what? Tentacles. You are correct. And look right here. What is this? You're right. It's a blue whale. You're right. And it said that the blue whale was what kind of creature? A beast. You're right. And that's another name for an animal. They call the whale a beast. And let's see what's on this last page right here, you guys, if you can remember. You guys remember? Yes, those are all the creatures that live in the ocean. You are so right. And remember which one they said is the friendliest of them all? Yes, the dolphin was the friendliest of all. And do you guys remember who they said was the dangerous one? You're right, the shark, because it has sharp teeth. Yes. So I hope you guys like learning about all the different creatures in the ocean. Remember, commotion in the ocean.